Okay, good evening everybody and welcome back to Press Play. I'm your host JJ48 and tonight we are continuing with Knights of the Old Republic 2. Let's see, last time we had left was it Telos, and we talked to our companions and found out just how kind of messed up and disconnected this entire party is at the moment. And we're deciding where to go next. Which Telos is where we're leaving, even though it shows us closer to Paragus. It's also interesting we can travel back to Paragus. I wonder if that's something we'll have to do in the future. Onderon, Dantooine, Korriban, and Nar Shaddaa. Which I have to say, I'm actually I find it kind of interesting. We have, where is it? Dantooine and Korriban are repeats from the last game. I'm actually kind of surprised not to see Tatooine on here, just because of how often the series likes to go to Tatooine. But from what I was looking up, did some research this week, and I think we're going to go to Nar Shaddaa first. It seems like a good starting point after leaving Telos. So, we have decaying urban zones, and we'll be landing at a refugee landing pad. Let's head out.
Well, here we are, the Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nar Shaddaa, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries, war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. If we wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot.
Okay. So let's see. I was going to explain a little bit about Nar Shaddaa and Nar Shaddaa, but looks like we'll be able to have a chance to let either Atten or one of the other folks explain it. So, let's see. So what's Nar Shaddaa? So there's a lot of ex-soldiers on Nar Shaddaa. How hard would it be to find a Jedi here? How hard will it be to hide here? Or then let's take the Ebon Hawk in for a landing. Okay, let's find out some more information. What is Nar Shaddaa? I believe we mentioned Nar Shaddaa is a moon of Nar Shaddaa, so let's learn about Nar Shaddaa first.
It means glorious jewel in Huttese, but don't let that fool you. It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar Shaddaa orbits it. Nar Shaddaa's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
That bad? I didn't think anything could compel you to bathe.
You spend all day thinking up that joke? Maybe you and Bayodur should start a circus.
I fail to understand the reference, though I doubt your explanation would prove worthwhile.
Wow, is this just Pile on Atten Day, I guess? So, which I think I actually take that as a good sign with our crew. I noticed at first when we were talking with them, everybody's like, this crew seems far more. There's a lot more tension and people at odds with each other than the crew in the last game, where people had their differences, but we were more or less focused on a single goal. Here, everybody's just kind of doing their own thing. But this kind of banter with Atten specifically, that does seem to be kind of how he relates to people and his personality. So I actually think this might be a good sign of some barriers falling down a little bit. Maybe we got that icebreaker in during the week. Okay, so there's a lot of ex-soldiers on Nar Shaddaa?
Yeah, some came looking for work running freight and cargo. Still, there's only so many ships to go around and so many workers. So others lend their weapons to the Hutts in the exchange. It's become a prime base for raider recruitment across the galaxy.
Okay. How hard would it be to find a Jedi here?
It won't be easy. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa, finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in, or find you once you arrive.
What's the refugee sector? You sound like you've been here before. Yeah, and you seem to know a lot about this place.
Anyone flying the Star Lanes has docked on Nar Shaddaa at least once. I wouldn't want to live there, and I doubt anyone does by choice.
Okay, what's this about the refugee sector?
Well, not everyone who came to Nar Shaddaa were soldiers. A lot of worlds were destroyed by the Mandalorians, and the Jedi. Left a lot of people wandering the galaxy.
Okay. How hard will it be to hide here?
Shouldn't be too hard. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa, finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in, or find you once you arrive.
Okay, you're criticizing others for, specifically the handmaiden, for coming up with a joke and asking if she worked on that all day, and then you're just giving me stock phrases that you've clearly just rehearsed and can't even not say when you've just said them in response to another question. Okay, let's take the Ebon Hawk in for a landing.
I've plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy. There's no way anyone's gonna find us here.
Oh, of course. I'm sure this will be the planet we touch down on where there's absolutely no conflict. Just do our mission and get out.
Perhaps you have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar Shaddaa.
There's our hiding.
While he walks upon the smuggler's moon, he is not to be harmed. You may watch him, observe his movements, but nothing more.
Why must we watch? We have hunted them so long. Now we must wait?
You must, because one Jedi attracts others. It is the way of things.
KotOR's head is filled with madness. Zug family hunt the galaxy, look for Jedi. Jedi finally comes here and we can no longer hunt? There is no sense to it. If you wish to live, you should respect KotOR's wishes. The handsome Jedi has run for years. He will not stay on this moon forever. Let the Zugs defy KotOR, and after I've collected their bounty, I'll get their heads. You best leave threats unspoken, Hanhar. You are carried far from World of Trees, maybe too far. I hear you not even collect life debt from little red-maned human female. She'd make fool of you twice. If she had crossed Zug, she would be very dead now. KotOR or not, I will carve a bloody swath through your entire family, Zug. I swear it to you.
If KotOR's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
It would be unwise to commit violence here. KotOR's order was clear. We are not to harm the handsome Jedi while he walks on Nar Shaddaa. Unless we are attacked first, we are permitted to defend ourselves.
Observation. Jedi follow the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
This Jedi is different. Goto told us to leave the Jedi alone. It is true. But he said nothing of the Jedi's companions. Okay.
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Towering buildings kilometers high and miles deep, with canyons so wide you could have a dogfight in them. Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours.
Kind of interesting that there's just this one landing pad that sticks out. Like, if this is a docking area, I'd expect to see lots of landing pads, especially when this landing pad seems like it's just large enough for one ship. So are we going to be okay on this landing pad? The Ebon Hawk looks a little exposed. Any problems with the docking authorities? Or is this the refugee sector? Let's move on. Okay. Yeah, is this landing pad okay?
Sure. Most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be all right. I think.
Okay, not exactly getting huge confidence from you there. And doesn't the Ebon Hawk look a little exposed?
Maybe a little, but landing here means we didn't have to transmit our ID signature. You know what trouble that always brings. In fact, while we're here, we should get those signatures changed. Wouldn't make us such a target when we enter a new system.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea. And if we did want to, I'm assuming changing our signature, at least the way Atten is suggesting, is probably not entirely legal, especially since the whole point seems to be to bypass docking authorities. So, if you wanted to do something like that, a moon full of like smugglers and slicers and other sort of underhanded folk would probably be a good place to do it, assuming we can find someone that we trust well enough to do it. So any problems with the docking authorities? Although it sounds like maybe we didn't go through them.
No, but I forgot to tell them we were landing. The refugee sector's a dead zone. No one cares too much who flies in and out of here as long as they're not carrying cargo that the Exchange or the Hutts might want a piece of.
Okay, you would think that, like, in order to determine if the Exchange or Hutts would want a piece of it, that there would still be some channels we'd have to go through and... Okay, let me not be the one to criticize how crime bosses want to run their empires. So this is the refugee sector then. Seems like we're asking these questions in out of order from what we should have.
Yeah, in all its glory. Don't get your hopes up from what you see here, though. As soon as we hit the main sector, that's when the smell and the mobs can get pretty bad.
Oh, sorry, I just realized my my screen seems to be seems to still be on the galaxy map selection screen. Let me try seeing if I can let me try something. There we go. Okay, so sorry about that. Guess you could probably hear me but not see it. I guess when it went to the video, it probably it must have not wanted to change well. So let me try something.
All right then, let's move out. Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get through this conversation here, and then once we get to a spot where we can save, I'll try saving and going back and going through to see if we can play that video again, just to make sure people get a chance to see it. So, okay. So what are we trying to do here? I'm just looking for a place to lay low. I wouldn't mind getting some new equipment. I want to find out more about this bounty on Jedi. If Zez-Kyle is here, I want to find him. Be silent and come with me. Let's see where our path takes us. I mean, I thought the whole reason we were coming was to look for Jedi. It seems kind of odd, like, hey, there's a Jedi here. Let's go and just, let's just hang out and not bother looking for him now. If he's here, we want to find him.
Finding a Jedi, or anyone else touched by the Force here, will be difficult. The mass of people, the rush of their emotions. It makes detection difficult. But this moon does not get any smaller while we wait. This sector is as good as any place to begin our search, so let us begin.
Well, if we're gonna search a moon of a few billion inhabitants for one Jedi that even our own can't sense, might as well start as soon as possible.
Okay. We could find out more about the bounty on Jedi. This would probably be a good place to find out more.
Well, that means finding either a bounty hunter, a ranking member of the Exchange, or someone willing to talk, none of which are too appealing. Bounty hunters in the Exchange are going to want to shoot you, and someone who is willing to talk to anyone, which means trouble.
The bounty is a waste of our efforts. All that matters is the Jedi. The intentions of the thugs of this moon are of no consequence.
This bounty poses a threat to him. We do not need two beasts at our back when the Sith are enough.
If you are so certain of your path, then do what you will, servant of Atris. It makes no difference.
It's up to you. There's bound to be someone in the sector willing to spill their guts for a credit or two.
I mean, not to mention, if we find out more about the bounty, that's more story and lore to go over, so, I mean, yeah, I don't know that it necessarily helps us immediately, but we're absolutely going to want to do that if we can, Kreia. Come on. What do you think our purpose of traveling the galaxy is? So yeah, let's just see where our path takes us then.
Alright, if you have any questions, just ask. We should be able to leave the ship here as long as we want. No one supervises these landing pads anymore.
You there!
Uh-oh.
What's with you? Letting that piece of junk sink its struts into my landing pad!
Okay. Let's see, we can try to force persuade him. I think it will be fine where it is. Although, from watching the Phantom Menace and seeing Qui-Gon try that with Watto, I don't know that that's going to work on this guy. Lie. Oh, the Hutts told me I could land here. Or the Exchange told me I could land here. Or we can just talk it out. Junk, you're lucky my ship's gracing your trash heap. Or it's a landing pad. Ships land on it. Is there some kind of problem? Yeah, dude, it's a land, but what else do you expect a ship to do but land on it?
No, really? Thanks for the insight. And here I was, thinking you were a smart human.
Ha, showed
I
you.
got another ship coming in, and unless you want that piece of junk's hull crushed flat, you better move it. Got it?
Okay, what other ship? Or get out of my way or they'll never find your body. Yeah, what other ship is coming?
That's none of your business. All you need to know is that they're gonna be firing up their quad lasers if they find your ship squatting there when they arrive.
Okay. Oh, we can try to persuade him by paying for the space and his time. Yeah, it seems fair. If this is his landing pad, we should probably pay for it.
Yeah? Right now, all I'm hearing is talk. How much you offering?
200, 100, 200 when I return. Or awareness. I'm guessing 50 credits ought to be enough. Or 50 credits, and I'm guessing you can wait until I return. Let's see if 50 credits is enough. Maybe we can... If not, we might be able to do some haggling.
Done! Pleasure doing business with you. I got some visitors booked for your space, but I'm sure the two of you can work it out when they arrive.
Okay, this doesn't matter who we choose because we're going to be coming back through here in a moment anyway. But who should we take with us? We haven't seen the Handmaiden before. And let's take her and Atten. They seem like kind of a fun pairing. Okay, but first, let's go ahead and save. This will be our backup. This is just in case things don't go. Now let's try to just made our saves. We can go back to here. And I'll keep an eye on the my preview screen here, make sure it's actually going through. Okay, so let's try traveling to Nar Shaddaa again. Nah.
Well, here we are, the Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nar Shaddaa, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries, war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. If we wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot.
We won't go through everything because I think you already heard it, even if you didn't actually see this part. But I don't know if this was where it froze or not. But we'll ask what's Nar Shaddaa just so we can hear Handmaiden insult Atten again.
It means glorious jewel in Huttese, but don't let that fool you. It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar Shaddaa orbits it. Nar Shaddaa's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
That bad? I didn't think anything could compel you to bathe.
You spend all day thinking up that joke? Maybe you and Beodur should start a circus.
I fail to understand the reference, though I doubt your explanation would prove worthwhile.
Also, I'm not really sure. Atten, your comeback seems a bit weak. You spend all day coming up with that. When she responded to your statement almost immediately, and what would she have been? When would she have been expecting to use that? Did she know that I was going to ask about Nar Shaddaa and that you would respond with washing clothes, or that didn't really seem like a prepared joke there. But okay, let's take Ebon Hawk in for a landing, and hopefully we'll get the other movie to play as well.
I've plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy. There's no way anyone's gonna find us here.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of which, Atten, how did you even know about this particular place? It was on the other side of the building from where we were flying. Okay, here we go. Here's the other one.
Perhaps you have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar Shaddaa while he walks upon the the smuggler's moon, he is not to be harmed. You may watch him, observe his movements, but nothing more.
Why must we watch? We've hunted them so long, now we must wait.
You must, because one Jedi attracts others. It is the way of things.
KotOR's head is filled with madness. Zoog family hunt the galaxy, look for Jedi. Jedi finally comes here and we can no longer hunt? There is no sense to it. If you wish to live, you should respect KotOR's wishes. The handsome Jedi has run for years. He will not stay on this moon forever. Let the thugs defy KotOR, and after I've collected their bounty, I'll keep their heads as trophies. You best leave threats unspoken, Hanhar. You were carried far from World of Trees, maybe too far. I hear you not even collect life debt from little red-maned human female. She made a fool of you twice. If she had crossed Zoog's, she would be very dead now. KotOR or not, I will carve a bloody swath through your entire family, Zoog. I swear it to you.
Request. If KotOR's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
It would be unwise to commit violence here. KotOR's order was clear. We are not to harm the handsome Jedi while he walks on Nar Shaddaa. Did KotOR say handsome, or are you adding that? Unless we are attacked first, we are permitted to defend ourselves.
Observation. Jedi follow the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
This Jedi is different. KotOR told us to leave the Jedi alone, it is true. But he said nothing of the Jedi's companions. Okay, now we can...
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Towering buildings kilometers high and miles deep, with canyons so wide you could have a dogfight in them. Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours.
Okay. We've had this discussion before, so let's move on.
Alright then, let's move out. Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you. Whatever we do, I say we get the Hawk's ID signature changed while we're here. Might keep us from being a target when we enter a new system.
It is not your choice, Adon. It is his. What is it you wish to do?
I don't know that she said that last time. If she did, I missed it, so... yeah, we don't need to go through all this. Let's just see where our path takes us.
Alright, if you have any questions, just ask. We should be able to leave the ship here as long as we want. No one supervises these landing pads anymore.
You there!
Uh-oh.
What's with you? Letting that piece of junk sink its struts into my landing pad.
Okay, yeah, is there some kind of problem?
The problem is, you are on my landing pad. I got another ship coming in, and unless you want that piece of junk's hull crushed flat, you better move it. Got it?
Yeah, we'll pay you for it, for the access.
Yeah. Right now, all I'm hearing is talk. How much you offering?
Let's go with 50.
Done. Pleasure doing business with you. I got some visitors booked for your space, but I'm sure the two of you can work it out when they arrive.
Well, it doesn't sound at all sinister, so we're going to bring her and Atten. Okay, and of course, since we haven't had her in the party... What was your name? Oh, disappeared before I had a chance to read the name. Oh well. Okay, we'll have a chance to see her feats as well. Probably need treat injury would be a good one if we can only raise one. She She has heavy armor proficiency. She uses 2-weapon fighting, which is odd because I kind of got the impression that they were they seem to fight without weapons, but maybe that's only when they're doing their discussion fighting or something. Well, she also has this unarmed thing. Kichani Strike. When using unarmed attacks against any opponent, she deals an extra 1 to 4 damage and has a 10% chance of knocking down the opponent if they fail a fortitude save. This damage stacks with any unarmed specialist bonus damage. So I kind of get the feeling by the time we're done with building our team here, like, Atton's going to be the only one actually using a weapon. Everybody else is going to do unarmed, because this seems like a pretty good bonus. Doing some extra damage unarmed and knocking down folks. So let's have her be an unarmed person. So let's see. Where was the Okay, so where's like the unarmed attack bonus? Have dueling, which applies in unarmed. Was there anything specifically unarmed? Oh, unarmed right here, okay. So yeah, let's give her this dueling bonus. Or do we want to... increase vitality, healing, recovery. Let's now dueling, have her more easily hit stuff. Oh, she's getting another feat this level. Okay, she's on a build that gains feats very quickly. So we'll keep improved dueling. Continued focus on the use of single one-handed weapons grants character +2 to attack and +2 to defense. Also applies to unarmed. Okay. Although if it's supposed to work with one-handed weapons, does that mean that you can, like, a single one-handed weapon? Does that mean that you have to, like, keep your other arm tied behind your back or something? Okay, now she's mastered the use of her unarmed hands. Unarmed Specialist 3, okay. Characters refine their hand-to-hand combat techniques and is able to do an extra 3 to 12 damage when using unarmed attacks. This bonus replaces the one gained from the level 2 of this feat and is automatically gained at 10th level. Okay, and then she'll continue to get better from her Echani attacks. Let's give some additional healing. That's probably good. Okay, Echani Strike 2. Okay, they're not giving much of an explanation here. I mean, it's explaining the technical bits of it, but it's not giving any extra lore, so that just gets better. So let's go ahead and use dual strikes, which will make it easier for her to hit things that has another party member attacking. Okay. And then, let's see. Well, on the one hand, she can wear heavy armor, but all the heavy armor has maximum dexterity bonus of 1 or 0, which I think... Let me see. So we... right now, her armor is 18, and she has plus... No, you don't need a staff. You're going unarmed. Okay, and she has plus 16 to hit. Okay, so 20 defense, because I guess bonus to defense when unarmed. 20 defense and plus 16 hit. What happens if we put her in armor? Okay. The Chani heavy armor is comparable to typical heavy battle armor in terms of protection, but allows for slightly more mobility. Not a lot. Plus 1. What does that do for us? 28 and... Okay, so it actually didn't decrease her defense as much as I was thinking. And it didn't take her unarmed down at all. So I guess maybe is... maybe unarmed only works off strength, not dexterity. In that case, I should have given her an extra point in strength rather than dex. Well... Doesn't need weapon focus. If I do this, yeah, it doesn't change anything, so that extra dexterity, she's well over that, so. Sonic nullifiers. At least give her some resistance to sonic. I don't know, rather than regular defense bonus, if she doesn't really need that dexterity, might as well get the extra bonus, put the extra defense bonus here and get more electrical resistance. Or take a hit to defense and get an extra strength, but now let's go with this, resist electrical. Republic soldiers saw this armor all too often during the Mandalorian Wars. It's understandable that the conflict could drag on when a fanatical enemy is so defensively outfitted. Okay, you'll be rather defensive in that. Nothing for gloves. We can go ahead and give you an energy shield, and let's go with a melee shield as well. No implant, and a belt. Reflex plus 2, defense bonus 1, dexterity 1. Let's go ahead and increase your reflexes. Okay. Does not look like the kind of armor you'd do hand-to-hand combat in, but I guess I'm not in a Chani, so I'm not necessarily trained in fighting in heavy armor. Okay. Let's go ahead and save. Yeah, let's... You wander too far, human. We warn you what happened, but your kind not listen. Break legs, maybe you not wander so far.
No, look, you can't keep us trapped in the refugee sector. We can't survive there. You've got us locked in.
Know your place, human. Your place is there, not here. Another human? What you look at? Okay. Got a couple of cowards without the stomach for a real fight. Or a bunch of corpses if you don't leave that man alone. And just a spectator who wants to see how this plays out. What's going on here? Okay, that's probably good. Let's find out what's going on before we decide to get involved. Exchange business, human. Not for your seeing unless you want to lose your eyes. Oh, exchange business. That's why I'm here. I won't let you hurt that man. Stand away from him. Or just try it and we'll see who loses what. Threaten me again and it'll be the last thing you do. I mean, we kind of are here because of exchange business, but I think not in the way that they're talking about. Let's stand up for him. Don't hurt the guy, step away from him. One human, not amusing fight. More than one human, a little better. Spill some blood. Okay. How about if I spin you around? And that guy's just immediately bored with the situation.
More where that came from.
I guess getting mugged is only exciting while it's happening. Once it's over, then it's just like, yeah, pretty mundane. Okay, some credits.
Thanks for your help. They would have crippled me for sure.
I couldn't stand by and let them hurt you. Why were they hurting you? Or why were they hunting you? Save your gratitude. Now you owe me. Or I may still cripple you if you prove useless to me. Or just shut up and get out of here. I was glad to help. You better head out before you run into any more trouble. Well, I mean, before we do that, why were they hunting you? We kind of got involved, and why?
Well, they work for the Exchange, for a Quarren named Visquis. He's looking to step up in the Exchange. The only language the Exchange respects is money, so Visquis is trying to increase his profits by using the refugees here in Nar Shaddaa as a cheap labor force. We're only good to him as slaves and merchandise. He wants to keep us in one place, so he can control us. That's always been the way. Well, except lately.
Can I just say, I mean this totally no offense, but your voice seems a lot younger than your looks. Has working for Visquis aged you prematurely? So I'm sorry to hear that. So, okay, so that's always been the way, but something happened lately. What do you mean? Where can I find Visquis? Okay, yeah, what do you mean?
The Exchange has been clamping down on the refugee sector hard, and I've no idea why. They started kidnapping people, hurting others, but there seems to be no reason to it.
Okay, where is this Visquis?
You don't. He comes to you. If he's got reason to. Either because you can help him out, or because you're making trouble. Either way, it's not a good thing.
Okay, well, I was glad to help. Best get out of here before you run into any more trouble.
Whatever your reasons, thanks.
Okay. We got some refugees
I saw
here.
what you did to those exchange thugs, stranger. Can you spare a few credits, maybe help another refugee in need?
Okay, of course. Here, take 5 credits. I have nothing for you. Get out of my way. Get out of here before I kill you. Now, I think I'm going to choose the second option just because if this is the moment I think it is, we're going to reload it to look at a couple different options. So, start with, I have nothing for you. Get out of my way. Or hopefully I don't need Kreia with me for this to happen.
Forgive me, stranger, but if you had some credits you could spare, it would be a great help. Please.
No, get out of here before I kill you. It's not really what I want to do, but we're going to be reloading and need to see both options.
Forgive me, stranger, please. I beg you, do not kill me.
Why did you do such a thing? Giving into your feelings over such a small matter. They would be better served elsewhere.
Okay. These small acts of cruelty bore me. To take money from others, to insult them, to threaten their lives. I'm wasting my time threatening slaves and... Or I am wasting my time threatening slaves and refugees. Or what good is power if I cannot use it properly? My feelings serve no one but myself, but even that provides no satisfaction. Let's go with I'm wasting my time.
And what would you rather do?
Command the Force, and yet these small cruelties are all life presents me. It is difficult to exercise power when life's obstacles are as insignificant as... I wasn't expecting quite this much of a conversation on this. I wish the path to power, yet all paths show me examples of weakness. Okay, we're actually going rather dark side with this. I guess all paths show me examples of weakness.
The Force binds all things. The smallest push, the smallest touch, sends echoes throughout life. These acts of cruelty may have more severe repercussions than you know, or can see.
What do you mean? But in the end, nothing is gained by it. Your nonsense is starting to bore me. Yeah, what do you mean?
Cruelty leads to suffering, and when one suffers, it is the way of life to spread suffering. The suffering within builds until its sound is all one hears. And when a kindness is offered, it is punished, and a greater darkness is served. From one act can come tremendous power when the echo has traveled as far as it can. Send a great echo, and power will come to you. The day shall come when you can test your strength, I promise you.
Okay, now the reason I did that is because I want to contrast with choosing the light side option. So normally, for a lot of these, I've been wanting to wait till the end to do a light side, dark side comparison. But with this choice in particular, I wanted to do a comparison right now because I want us to be able to kind of see both options side by side.
I saw what you did to those exchange thugs, stranger. Can you spare a few credits, maybe help another refugee in need?
So before, we were like, I've got nothing for you, get out of here. And this caused the guy to run off, and then apparently when someone else approached him, he attacked them because he was all like, because we kind of kicked him when he was down, so he's lashing out at others, I guess, is the moral there. So, let's see what happens if we give him 5 credits.
Thank you, stranger. I won't forget your kindness.
Why did you do such a thing? Such kindnesses will mean nothing. His path is set. Giving him what he has not earned is like pouring sand into his hands.
It may help him, if nothing else, but to survive. Where nothing is set, as long as there is hope, there is the chance for redemption every day. I cannot stand by and let others suffer when I can help them. I don't want to talk about this. Let's see. Nothing is set. As long as there's hope, there's a chance for redemption. Let's go with that.
And would that be a kindness? What if by surviving another day he brings a greater darkness upon another?
You cannot know that. Does your pessimism run that deep? And what if he doesn't? Yeah, what if he doesn't?
The Force binds all things. The slightest push, the smallest touch, sends echoes throughout life. Even an act of kindness may have more severe repercussions than you know or can see. By giving him something he has not earned, perhaps all you have helped him become is a target. Seeing another elevated often brings the eyes of others who suffer. And perhaps in the end, all you have wrought is more pain. And that is my lesson to you. Be careful of charity and kindness, lest you do more harm with open hands than with a clenched fist.
That is a lesson I will never learn, for I do not believe it. I will never stop trying to help others. Or I will consider what you have said. There is wisdom in what you say. Perhaps I shall not be so quick to offer aid in the future. I don't want to talk about this. Yeah, I mean, I understand, wanting to make sure that you're not doing more harm than good, but I think we should still be trying to help others.
Very well, but mind what I have said. Use your power, but in its proper place.
Yep, lost some influence with Kreia, and lost 5 credits, but we gained some light side points. So, what I found interesting, the reason I wanted to look at both these examples together, was in both instances, no matter what you do, one, the guy seems to end up worse for it. Or, I guess in the first example, maybe you could make the case that it's like, well, he didn't end up worse for it. He beat up someone else, and if we're ignoring the moral aspect, then he's actually better off. But the other guy's worse off for it. And in both cases, Kreia chastises us. So it's interesting that we have this instance where the outcome isn't really changed all that much, but we still have a choice, and that choice even if it doesn't change the outcome, it does kind of affect the story a little bit, because either way we're hearing Kreia talk about how the aspect that we've chosen is, there's some flaws or some limitations to it. Whether it's like, yes, you're searching for power, but make sure, like, you keep in mind more than that if you're going dark side, or if you're going light side, like, yes, you're being kind and helpful, but you need to make sure you're not doing more harm than good. So it's interesting that even something like this, where it's kind of a railroaded, on a surface level, it seems like your choice doesn't really matter. It's still using that for storytelling purposes. This is an odd-shaped building. There's a workbench there. Airspeeder navigation interface. What's that? Doesn't look like an upgrade item. Okay, yeah, we have a Jedi robe. We don't... airspeeder navigation interface. This navigation control interface is intended to be compatible with most current airspeeder models. I mean, it's down here with all the upgrades, but I don't think we have an airspeeder to upgrade, so maybe it has some use we'll find later. I am TT32, the 32nd Maintenance Assistance Model to be employed by my master. How may I assist you? 32nd model? Heard nothing today. Or you can assist me by getting out of my way. Yeah, what's this about 32nd model? It seems an odd thing to keep track of. Oh yes, the previous 31 models employed by Master Tien have met explosive ends or have shut down when they were unable to... It is not Master Tien's fault, however. He is simply forgetful due to his age and failing eyesight. I am proud to have lasted this long. Explosive ends? Yes, many accidents have occurred here in the garage, and sometimes when equipment is used improperly, damage to droids or to the surrounding environment occurs. But please ignore the carbon scoring on the walls. The accidents are infrequent, and Master Tien is truly a craftsman. You said you were the 32nd version? Or I'm looking to buy some equipment. Does he have some... Is this just going to be the same thing he was talking about before? Okay. Shut down when they were unable to recharge. Okay, that's what he said. Okay. Yep, I'm looking to buy some equipment. Let's see what you have. I'm afraid all transactions must be cleared through Master Tien. Is there any other way I may be of assistance? I'll be going now. Okay, there's Master Tien. Tien Tub. Which I think is kind of similar. The Celestin that was in Return of the Jedi, I think, was Nien Nub. So. Where did I leave that hydro spanner? Eh? Who's that? Is someone in front of me? Raise your chin 5 degrees and rotate your head 15 degrees to your right, Master Tien. Darkness has fallen upon my eyes. A curse of age. What brings you here, visitor? Welcome to Tien's shop. My eyes are old, but I can see you want something of me. Oh, maybe if he can do stuff mechanically. Can you change a ship's ID transponder codes? Are you alright? I came here to do business. What is this place? Any parts or equipment I can buy? Oh yeah, Atten wanted to get our ship's transponder codes changed. Let's see if that can happen first. Could I? Will I? Not legal. Frowned upon by government peoples with Bothan stunners. Bad troubles for Tien. I can pay you for your time. It doesn't seem like that's the issue, but let's see if maybe he'll accept some money for it. It's not a matter of payment, it's a matter of equipment. Transponder cards are permanent once written. I have none. I would need the new transponder card you wish to use, or a blank card and an ID signature. Bring me this and we can discuss payment. Okay, do you have any parts or equipment? Okay, here we go. Armor ply platings. So we have a few upgrades. And all of its upgrade stuff. Oh. Most of these don't have anything but mild Deveranian edge. Deveronian blood poison is a gemstone that can release poison into a victim's bloodstream. Application of Deveronian particles on a blade's edge can cause great pain to the weapon's victim. The modifications require workbench. Okay. Do any of these others have... We just have, like, alloy overlay, this cell, this scope. Okay. It's good to know that apparently we can encounter some of these that do have more special descriptions. And droid upgrade slot. This module reprograms the droid systems to allow upgrades that normally would be too advanced. Okay. Okay, we don't need anything at the moment, but thank you, sir. At least now we know what we need to do if we want to get a get our IDs signal changed. Okay, we have response package, chemicals, and an Achani shield. Excuse me, one thing before you go. I was wondering if I might prevail upon you for a favor. It has come to my attention that my predecessor wasn't carelessly destroyed by Master Tien. Wasn't. Okay, what happened to him? After the last accident here in the garage, he was scrapped. He was then picked up by a junk dealer, a mechanical cannibal by the name of KotOR2. Filthy beast, large tusks, very unpleasant. Okay. What would you like me to do? Or this is starting to bore me. Get to the point. Well, a droid is property. I don't care and don't bother me again. I really have to go. What is it you're asking me to do? I was wondering if you might be able to get him back. Not for sentimental reasons, mind you. The utility droid in question has some plans of Master Tien stored in its memory core. The plans are really quite necessary to be retrieved. Plans? What plans? I'll be glad to help. Let me go retrieve the droid from KotOR2. Yeah, what plans are you talking about? Oh, I'm not at liberty to say. They are really quite sensitive. Suffice to say, they are necessary. They aren't dangerous, are they? Or maybe you better tell me if you want to see that droid again. We're not trying to threaten them. We just want to make sure what we're getting into. They're not dangerous, are they? Oh no, they're simply schematics for a new prototype droid shield. Quite fascinating, really. One of his rare moments of genius. Of course, it occurs to me that I shouldn't have said that to you just now, since it was intended to be something of a secret. I fear we will need the schematics if we intend to stay in business. Master Tien has fallen on hard times. If I can get a free version of that part once it's built, then I'll do it. Or new droid shield. Sure, I can help you. I'd be glad to help. Let me go retrieve the droid from KotOR2. I mean, I'd like to get some of that, but I don't think we need to demand a free copy, especially since we don't know, like, how much... I mean, it'd be nice to get some reward for helping out, but we don't know how much this is going to cost. If this is going to be an expensive thing, we don't want to make him promise to build one for us before he's even got it, so... yeah, we'll help you out. Oh, thank you. I knew you were a helpful sentient as soon as my photoreceptors focused on you. If you retrieve my predecessor's memory core, then I would be most appreciative. Okay, so what does this droid look like? Where can I find KotOR2? Yeah, what does the droid look like? It's a small astromech droid. A little battered, but quite loyal and dutiful. Its designation is IT-31. Okay, yeah, if he's 32, then 31 makes sense. And where's KotOR2? He works out of the main hub here in the refugee sector. He should have a graveyard of poor droids around him. Please be careful. As Aqualish go, KotOR2 is really a rather nasty specimen. Okay. Well, I'll be going now. Is this the normal entrance? Okay, Okay, and
Just
see if
say
we can
the
open
word.
this. Okay, good. So I guess this is the normal entrance because it's got a little reception desk here. I guess we came in the side entrance. The loading dock. This would probably be more of a loading dock because you could bring a speeder or something right in here to this workshop area. Then back here, I guess, would be... unless this window opens up, I guess this is just a little workshop back here where you can work on like smaller stuff. These benches out here would be where he's working on larger stuff, I guess. Okay, then I'm not sure what this door is for. It's kind of odd whether we're even like inside or outside. How would you... okay, I guess this is clearly an outside area. Is there a roof in here? I mean, there's a roof right there, but then this part seems to go up, and there's the sky, so... I don't know, that's all a bit confusing for me. Well, that looks like an Aqualish with some destroyed droids around him. That looks like... is that the guy that beat up the guy that we gave money to? Okay. Yep, oh, there's IT-31. Codeine. Codeine, me. Junk dealer, me. You buy? I'm looking for an astromech droid. IT-31. Once belonged to TN Tub. Got any astromech droids? What are you trading? Why would I be interested in junk? Oh, no. Well, I don't know, we were warned that this guy's got a pretty nasty attitude, so I'm not sure if we say we're looking for this specific droid, he might... I'm not sure if that would make him... it doesn't sound like he's going to be like, oh yeah, I'll help you out. It sounds like that would probably get him to drive up the price or want to suspect that there's something about it that is some reason we want to get back. So let's try going at it from the side. You got any astromech droids? As if I can't see the one that's sitting right here next to us. Just one. Droid good. How about I buy that droid from you? Or can I just pry out the memory core? I don't really care about the frame. Save yourself some pain and give the droid to me. Let me see what parts you're selling. Okay, might be able to find some parts here. Yeah, how much would it be to buy the droid? Tough sell. Good droid. Not looking, but good. Sturdy, smart. Many programs in tiny brain. 500 credits. Wow, that seems a lot. To dock our ship was 50 credits. To buy this droid that looks like it's going to break at any moment is 500. Yeah, I have a feeling you'll be satisfied with 150. We could try to haggle 300, 150 or nothing. Yeah, let's go with 150. That might be a little bit more reasonable. Good enough. Take droid. Codeine count credits. Okay. Let me see what else you have for sale. Hey! HK control cluster. This control cluster looks like it was singed by blaster fire, but it looks like the Durasteel shell surrounding kept it intact despite the damage. Let me see if that's one of the parts we needed. We also have a bunch of upgrades for droids. Diatium. Diatium is used in the construction of armor sheets that protect vital military installations and structures that are in close proximity to asteroid fields. Prohibitively heavy and expensive to shape on such a small scale, diatium droid armor is very rarely made. Okay, that's basically the equivalent of droid heavy armor. What's quadranium armor? Quadranium is an incredibly strong element used in the manufacture of starship fuel tanks. It was first applied to droid armor by Aratech during the development of droids that could be sent to clean starship engines and fuel tanks without sustaining any damage. And agrinium. So this is a little bit weaker than diadium. I'm guessing agrinium is going to be a little bit weaker yet. Yep. Agrinium is used to create solar sails and is highly resilient to all forms of radiation. Applied to droid armor, it creates a highly effective barrier against many forms of damage. The armor is used on lightweight repair droids and maintain the sails on deep space sail ships. Yeah, I wanted to see parabolic guides. What's this? System fortification, parabolic. Some of these sound kind of interesting. System fortification. This module carefully monitors and regulates the circuitry of the droid, preventing minor spikes and fluctuations from causing disruptions. Parabolic guides. These modifications tie directly into the droid's sensors and provide multiple trajectory possibilities and solutions for munitions fired at the droid. Okay, so a parabolic guide meaning something's fired at it on a parabolic arc, and it can reflex and dexterity save, so something's thrown at it, it has a higher chance of dodging, so it can figure out where it's going. Okay. Okay, so let me see if we need a control cluster real quick. Purchased IT-31 from coding. Good. Need a blank transponder card and a new ID signature. No, the control cluster was what we'd already gotten before. So we still need a droid chassis and a droid processor. Okay. And this was, yeah, control cluster. So we don't need that. Okay. Unfortunately, that's not one of the parts we need. Okay, IT-31, you're coming with me. Okay. I negotiated your release. What is your function? What are you doing here? I'm going now. Yeah, I negotiated your release. You're free now, I guess? I didn't do it to help you. You're free to go. See you back at Tien's garage. How do we know that he necessarily wants to go to Tien's garage if free? Maybe he'll interpret this as now that he's free, he can just go run off wherever he wants in the galaxy, like that other astromech we encountered before. See you back at Tien's garage. No, trying to get around us there. I guess he doesn't have pathfinding module installed. Or at least not a completely up-to-date one. You also notice that even though, as we were discussing things or initiated discussion as Atten, it was still our character JJ48 who was getting talked to. We're the one who kind of are the ones who are talking to everybody unless somebody's explicitly talking to someone else in a larger cutscene, or one of our companions making an aside comment. Meanwhile, IT-31 doesn't seem like he quite made it back to the garage. Something wrong, buddy? Good to see you made it back all right. There was no trouble. Leave me alone or I'll sell you back to... he didn't make it back, though. He's still a little ways from the garage. But, yeah, it's glad you didn't run into any trouble going that 20 feet or so. Okay. Maybe if we go in here, maybe he'll come the rest of the way, or... No? It was no trouble. Okay, Because maybe he just needs to rest here for a while and... Is he welding the sidewalk or something? I don't know. Alright, well, I guess we'll come back and check up on you later, buddy. Maybe if we leave the area and come back, he'll be in the garage. Okay, let's... Or maybe we need to talk to TT32 and say we brought him back. Oh, is this a swoop racing? Bick, get up and go home, or else I'll tell Moto to... Ah, new face, come in. This is a swoop racing place, it looks like. That ceiling fan wouldn't really look too out of place in like a large industrial space or something. Not really sure it's sci-fi enough, really, but... Lupo Shar, Bick, who dropped a bunch of Pazak cards. And this is Borna Liss. Okay, so let's talk to Lupo Shar. Hello, new face, and welcome to Lupo's Swoop Viewing Gallery. I mean, he talks to Atten because we were controlling Atten when we ran up to him, but then Atten's not going to respond to him. I will, from way over here. So, thanks. Who do I see about a race? Are you the owner of this establishment? Is he okay? I'd like to place a bet. I think I'll be... Yeah, is the guy on the ground okay? He's fine. What can I do for you? You're the owner of this establishment? Yes. My name is Lupo Shar. And you are? Let's see, we're trying to lay low. So maybe using our real name isn't great. Although we did learn last game that the best way to lay low is to use an assumed name, but to enter a dueling tournament and become like recognized immediately by everybody in the area. So maybe we should race. I'm JJ49, or I'm here to race, which is not... Well, I guess he doesn't ask, like, what is your name? He asks just, you are? And that is actually a valid completion of that statement. But I don't think I necessarily want to race at the moment. Maybe if you had a high-profile dueling competition, we'd take part in that, but I think I'll be going now. What about this guy on the ground? He is in no state to have a conversation. Which I don't see any like any animation of his chest moving or anything, so with these graphics I'm not sure if he's in no state to have a conversation because he's knocked out, or if he's just absolutely dead. Who's Borna Liss? What are you doing here? Just kind of watching what's going on? Greetings, Offworlder. I'm Borna Liss. Greetings. Or what is it you want? I don't remember asking your name. I think I'll be going now. Again, I don't want to sound rude, but I don't want to be too free with my name here, especially since this is a planet that be like known for bounty hunters and whatnot. So, what is it you want? How charming. May I ask what you're doing? What you're doing here? I was thinking of racing my swoop bike. I think I'll be going now. Yeah, totally. My swoop bike that we totally have. I was thinking of racing it. That would not be smart, at least not yet. Why is that? What is my business? I don't remember asking you. Why would that not be smart? Racing now would be pointless. Lupo has a champion that cannot be beat. A droid. A droid? Droids do not frighten me. I think I'll be going. Yeah, droid, what's so frightening about a droid? I mean, other than the fact that for something like swoop race, a droid would be able to precisely time, when it changes gears to be most efficient and might be pretty good at avoiding obstacles. I don't know how far self-driving vehicles have advanced in the Star Wars universe, I guess. Yeah, what's this about a droid? Lupo began taking advantage of all the traffic of rich merchants and naive refugees by fixing the swoop races on Nar Shaddaa. After being repeatedly hounded by the exchange for their cut of the profits, Lupo found a way to fix the races and keep every credit by going legit. So he built a droid to win the races. What does this have to do with a droid? Okay, so I think I see what was going on. So he was fixing races, and the exchange was like, oh, if you're going to be doing that kind of illegal activity, and we want our cut to, I guess, not shut you down or rat you out or something, whatever they would be planning to do to him. And so he built a droid that could win the races, so then that way he's not fixing the races as far as, intentionally having people lose or win, or deciding who does. It's, as far as anyone's concerned, it's just, he just has a really good racer that always wins. And I guess folks who don't pay attention that much to the local swoop racing wouldn't know that he always wins, would be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go with this other guy instead. So he built a droid to win the races. Lupo commissioned coding to make a droid that could pilot a swoop bike better than any sentient ever could. A droid would be a formidable opponent. Droids aren't all that tough. Well, I mean, its toughness doesn't really enter into it. Swoop racing is, by design, you don't want it to be too rough and tough. Like, the vehicles aren't really made for a lot of tough things. That's why you're trying to avoid hitting stuff. You're not going on like rough terrain and things, so would be a formidable opponent. With a droid's body, his new pilot could withstand much greater trauma than flesh and blood, and all of the safety features could be removed from the swoop bike. Okay, so I guess on the one hand, droids might not be too tough. On the other hand, I guess for these kinds of injuries, for things like acceleration, you could probably build a droid that could handle acceleration better than a sentient body. Maybe trauma, I guess when you're going fast, if you're going too fast, like even a bug hitting you in the face or something could be quite painful. So the droid wouldn't necessarily care about that as long as it could withstand the force, so okay. So by not fixing the races anymore, the exchange couldn't claim a cut of the winnings? It is not the exchange's racer winning anymore. Even the Hutts have rules. Okay, I see. So the reason the exchange was demanding a cut was because the racers that he was going through to fix the races, they race for the exchange, or they report to the exchange at least. So it's, I guess, kind of like a guild of sorts. That, okay, our racers, they'll they'll fix the match for you, but you're going to have to give them, or the exchange part of the cut. Okay. And even the Hutts have rules because the Hutts are the ones who actually run this planet, or moon. So then why is this place empty? Or what are you getting at? Yeah, why is this place empty? It doesn't seem like it's been super great for business, at least. Well, as my father says, you can shave a Wookiee several times, but you can only skin him once. Meaning he scared away all the competition. That's disgusting. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I don't know that I would want to shave a Wookiee even once, just because I don't want to see the Wookiee's reaction to getting shaved, and just from the few encounters that we've had, I don't know that they would take kindly to being shaved. So, so he scared away all the competition, I guess is the gist of it. Yes, when everyone realized his champion was unbeatable, the bets dried up. Yeah, but I'm kind of curious what your role in all this is. Like, why are you taking such an interest in this? Can't ask that though. So how do I beat him? I was hoping you'd ask me that. Well, okay, well, just tell me what to do. Or speak. Okay, we finally got around to it, so let's figure out what you want. This droid is kept in a cage in between races so as not to damage itself. You see, Lupo is notoriously cheap and did not spring for any software upgrades beyond the piloting program. Okay. So, how does that help us? Go on. Either one works, I guess. How does it help us? So it is us now? I see you're smarter than you look, Off-Worlder. I made a generous bid to Lupo for the gallery, and he accepted, but only under the condition that his droid can still race. And you would take over after he was gone? Or what's in this for you? Yeah, is this like if he's run out of business, you get this place? Is that why you're so concerned? If Lupo's droid gets destroyed, he will lose not only the gallery, but his champion as well. Next racer to come along would not have very much competition. Okay, so what do I do? How should we proceed? Yeah, where are you going with this? Well, it just so happens that I have the access codes to the droid's cage. Okay, what good will that do? Or you will give me the codes. I mean, I can see what good it'll do, but I don't want to be just demanding, so I guess we'll let you spell it out. If someone wanted to reprogram the droid or sabotage it in some fashion, they would need the access codes to the cage. Okay, great. What are the codes? Not so fast. If Lupo sees that someone has tampered with the droid, he will get it fixed and change the cage's code. We must destroy it on the first try. If you're not up to the task, you will render my codes useless. Computer. I could just pry open the control cluster and cut a few wires. Or persuade. We both stand to make a profit here. We do not need to squabble over the scraps of Lupo. We do not need squabble over the scraps Lupo leaves. It's interesting. As I recall, I think we actually have fairly low computer score. So I'm guessing pry open the control cluster and cut a few wires is not a good answer. But we have it because we have a low computer score. I'm kind of curious how she'll respond to that. So yeah, just pry it open, cut a few wires. That's all there is to it. You sound like you know what you're about. Here, oh, maybe we do have enough computer. Here are the codes. Huh. Now, let's see where... Skills, computer use. Skill rank of 4. Oh, maybe because we're using Atten. Maybe it was going off of his computer use. I mean, certainly not mine, because +1 bonus and total rank of 1. Either that or just cutting the wires is a really bad idea, but her computer use is so low that she doesn't realize it's a bad idea. I'm not sure. But now we are going to try to sabotage the droid, I guess. I mean, we're not going to go do that right now. We're going to... It's just like a group of people. Or bounty hunters or something. Exchange thug.
Please, look, I already paid the exchange what I have.
What you have, not enough. Pay all. Or we make up the percentage by taking a percentage of you back with us.
But oh, look! Here's the one with your credits. About time. Look, these gentlemen are getting impatient.
You have the rest that this one owes? Give all owed, now! Oh, welcome. Liking the game so far. I've played through it before, but this is, I think, first time doing like a really... trying to do a full deep dive into all the lore and everything, so... hope you're enjoying it. Okay, so... Okay, this guy's getting us involved. There's no need for this. Go on your way. Or, you two, give me all your credits, then go jump into the central pit. Okay, that seems a little extreme. Or we can lie. I work for the exchange, and this man is under my protection. Or we can just actually put him under our protection. This man is under my protection. Leave now. I don't have the money. Or if this man's lying, I don't know him, and I don't have his credits. Or how much does he owe? Leave this man alone. Or you two better back off before you're kissing Duracrete. Next one of you who threatens me dies. Let's see. How far in? This is our first planet we visited after Telos. So we've not made it super far into the game yet, just heading out on our journey to find the Jedi. Let's see, on the one hand, I don't want to just... Do we expose his lie and get him into trouble, or... we have the ability to force persuade. Let's just tell everyone to go home. Yeah, there's no need for this. Go on your way. There's no need for this. We will go on our way. Well, dude, that bought you a small reprieve before they realize that you still haven't paid the money and send someone else after you. So, it's kind of mean of you.
Are you crazy? That was exchange muscle. When they hear about this, they'll come back a dozen strong and tear you limb from limb.
Yeah, I can handle them. For now, I need some information. Let them come. Aren't you going to thank me? I couldn't care less. I'll be going now. You brought me into this mess. Now I'm going to kill you. Don't worry about them. Time to die. Just, hey, we dealt with this problem so that we can kill you. Always interesting how dark they can make some of these options. But, yeah, not really too concerned with them. Let's see if we can get some information from you.
All right. What'd you want to know?
I'm looking for a Jedi Master by the name of Zez Kyle. Heard of him? I'm looking for bounty hunters. Nothing, just get out of here. Never mind. I mean, it's unlikely that this guy has heard of just a Jedi Master we're looking for. On the other hand, as Atten's pointed out, there's like billions of people on this world, so we need to start asking somewhere, right? Actually, kind of surprised we haven't had the option to ask before with all the people we've talked to. So yeah, heard of this Zez Kyle?
Jedi Master? Are you crazy? There aren't any more Jedi running around, let alone Masters. But you're serious, aren't you? Alright, well, look. If I were a Jedi, I'd be where I could help people. As for where that happens on Nar Shaddaa, I have no idea.
Okay. What about bounty hunters?
The bounty hunters don't have any one place where they stick around. Best thing I can tell you is if you want to find one, get a bounty on your head and then wait.
Done. Okay, that's better than nothing. Get out of here. Or, never mind, you can leave. I don't need to shove him out. Just, yeah, you can go if you want.
Are you serious? All right. I must be doing something right for you to come along and bail me out like you did.
Yeah, the way you just,
That was generous of you. I do not know if Atris would have been so kind. She has taught that you do not help others by giving them what they can achieve themselves.
Has she been talking to Kreia? Because Kreia kind of said the same thing earlier, or something very similar. I will question this guy's conclusion, though, that, like, yeah, when I'm in trouble, I lie to try to pass the trouble on to other people instead of me. That's a sign that I'm on the right side here. But I guess back to Atris. Sometimes we all need a little help to reach our potential. Or if we do not help each other in times of need, then we become the darker for it. Atris has a heart of ice, and it will never thaw. Never mind, we need to keep moving. I'm not going to bother explaining it to you. Let's go. Yeah, we're not helping him because of him. We're helping him because of us, I guess. We're not dark, so we help people. That makes sense.
I will be mindful of what you have said. It is not a lesson we were exposed to on Telos.
Okay. If Atris continues to keep the Academy a secret, many lessons will not be learned. Not all lessons can be taught within an academy. Let's go. Life has many such lessons. One must learn as we go. That's a good point. It's not that academy learning is bad. It's that there's only so much that you can learn in an academy, and you really do need some kind of on-the-job training, even if that job is wandering the galaxy as a companion to a main character. So, life has many such lessons. Oh, she liked that lesson. You gained some influence. Good. Gita. Wait, wasn't it? We were over here. I thought the exchange thugs went off this way. Maybe they went off some other way? Okay, maybe they went that way. Got turned around a little bit. Okay, let's talk to this Gita. Ah, you have the look of a seasoned spacer about you, and perhaps a veteran of a war. I'm Gita, humble purveyor of supplies, clothing, and for one such as yourself, weapons and armor. Let's see what you have. What do you mean, veteran of a war yet to come? You're pretty articulate for a Rhodian. Now that's kind of interesting. I'm curious what language he's speaking, because of course most times when we speak to Rhodians, they talk with like a, oh, you are a person I look for. We barter now, kind of, very simple. It's translated as simple, incorrect English, but of course, or I guess basic, I should say. But that's not what he's actually speaking. So I was thinking it meant that just their native language, we understand it to be that way because they end up speaking in very, just like how their grammar's structured. But if we're translating this as in a more articulate way, and it's because he's speaking different, then he's not speaking the native language. So, let's see. What do you mean by a veteran of a war yet to come? Struggles and battles are the way of the universe. The pitch and yaw as empires fall and rise. By your stance, I can tell you've seen many battles, and you are not ready to lay your weapons aside. People here speak so fast. Okay, we'll have to go back and see what he said, but you're pretty articulate for a Rhodian. Being amongst numerous races has been to my benefit. It has distanced me from my clan, however. I must confess that I have always found the human shape and pigmentation pleasing, but my perversion has proven something of a subject of distaste to my clan. Okay, so you spend a lot of time around humans? No more than any other member of the galactic community. My travels have taken me places before my arrival here on the Smuggler's Moon. Okay, let's see what you have. Okay, we've got some armor and a Deegan crystal. Deegan crystals, also called Ilum crystals, are one of the most common lightsaber focusing crystals. Well, if it's common, we probably don't need to buy one special at the moment. But we will keep in mind that he has this for sale in case we do need a crystal later. Yellow crystal, don't really need that. Strength D package. D package implants are larger and more intrusive than other types. They tend to have more impressive effects, but can only be used by very healthy individuals. Okay, need high constitution. Although it does increase your constitution, so that's good. Okay, what's a nerve enhancement system? Immunity to stun, fear, and horror. This implant regulates the nervous system, preventing loss of consciousness due to sudden impact or sensory overload. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's... Okay, so, let's see. Perhaps a veteran of a war yet to come. Okay. Struggles and battles are the way of the universe. The pitch and yaw as empires fall and rise, and at the risk of seeming shallow, such struggles keep me in business. Okay, by your stance, I can tell you have seen many battles, and you are not ready to lay your weapons aside. Okay, so veteran of a war yet to come, he was saying we're going to be fighting again. Being amongst numerous races has been to my benefit. It has distanced me from my clan, however, who do not normally associate with humans. Okay. So I guess maybe, I guess it's possible maybe he's speaking Huttese, the language of the Hutts. This would both make sense from a tying into previous media perspective, because I believe that's what
Thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you.
Okay. Kreia, the only thing disturbing my thoughts is your interruption of me trying to do a lore explanation. So, get to you in a moment. Let me finish my thought. Okay, I believe Greedo, the Rhodian that we see at the beginning of A New Hope, was speaking Huttese. I think I remember reading that somewhere, and I think it's because he was on Tatooine, he was working for Jabba the Hutt, and so it makes sense that working for a Hutt you would speak the Hutt's language. Here, Nar Shaddaa is, it's in orbit around Nal Hutta. The Hutts seem to be in control here. We saw that the exchange, we were told by the Twi'lek there that even the exchange answers to the Hutts. They have to obey the Hutts rules. So I guess it would make sense. Was it Galactic Basic? The English equivalent is is probably still the standard, but for races that either can't speak that or don't want to speak it, Huttese would probably be a very good alternative. So I'm going to assume that that's the case, and that many of the Rhodians we've encountered when maybe that's their default for their default tongue when they're speaking with outside their native species, and that's just they don't tend to learn it very much. Well, it does raise the question then, what is their native language, and why wouldn't they speak it? Unless maybe their native language has of bipedal humanoid looking creatures, they do look some of the most different, so maybe they like have different senses, or their hearing's at a different range or something, that their native language is something that like we wouldn't be able to communicate with them somehow or something. So maybe Huttese is the language that's easiest for them to learn, while still being something that humans and other human-like species can hear and interact with them with. I don't know. So anyway, Kreia, sorry. Had to get through that before coming back to this. So let's see. Thoughts are disturbed. Can feel them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you. I don't know. Suddenly feel strange. I feel this background noise, like a vibration. There's a craving in the air, a hunger. All those seem a little poetic, so I just feel strange.
It is Nar Shaddaa, the true Nar Shaddaa that you feel around you. It is this moon, with the metal and machines stripped away and the currents of the Force laid bare.
Okay, was the camera pan out in rotation really necessary? The sound. The vibration is strange, tense. It feels so alive, but with a desperation about it. Currents are moving so fast, almost frantically. It's strange, tense.
I'm surprised you can feel it. I feared the damage to you had deadened you to such perceptions. What you feel is the echo of the minds of these creatures within the Force. Their anger, their greed, their desperation. It is life.
But the anger and desperation, is there some way to heal it? The sound, the vibration is strange. We just said that. Is it possible for me to manipulate it, to control these people? I was gonna ask, is there a way to control it, or is there some way to heal it? Is that something that can be healed at like a planetary level?
One might as well heal the universe, but such manipulation is possible, yes. It requires that one be able to feel the critical point within the fractured mass, and know how to strike it in such a way that the echoes travel to your intended destination.
I'm not interested in manipulation, but healing. Then control over such a large scale is possible. This feeling, how long can I feel these echoes around me? Yeah, we're not trying to manipulate, we're trying to heal. She's probably going to say it's the same thing, or one's a subset.
Have you learned nothing? Healing is manipulation, and if you do not realize it yet, then you will discover that an act of healing depends largely on your perspective. Manipulation is done through propelling events, or selected ones, into motion. It is done through teaching, through example, and through conviction. And the greatest of victories are not manipulations at all, but simply awakening others to the truth of what you believe, of hearing it echoed around you in life. But let us be silent. Words and thoughts are distractions. Feel this moment, for as long as it will last. Feel life as it is, with the crude matter stripped away.
Hey, more force points, good. So while we're having that little conversation, I wonder, are we speaking out loud, and Atten and Handmaiden were just like listening to one side of a conversation? Or was it all going on in our head and we just kind of froze there, and these two were just having their own little conversation while waiting for us to start up again? Okay, let's see what... Okay. Manipulation is done through propelling events, or selected ones, into motion. It is done through teaching, through example, and through conviction. And the greatest of victories are not manipulations at all, but simply awakening others to the truth of what you believe, of hearing it echoed around you in life. The greatest of victories are not manipulations, but simply awakening others. But you just said that manipulation is done through propelling events into motion, through teaching, through example, and through conviction. So if we're awakening others to what we believe, aren't we doing that through either teaching them or through example or just through our own convictions? And thus, wouldn't that be manipulation? I don't know. Sometimes I think Krea's starting to get a little wrapped up in her own little philosophy salad there. Okay, let's...
Not
yet, sister. We must wait. It is hard to wait. The handsome exile is so close, so within reach. Still we must. It is the anticipation, sister. Savor it. It is the waiting that makes the kill worthwhile. They were really close behind us. How were we not aware of them before? Okay. Didn't realize this was going to lead us to another area, but I guess since we're here, let's go ahead and see what's in here. It's kind of an odd... It's like a banner or a flag or something, but it's got these shapes cut out of it. Oh. There's some guys in the corner here. Kalana. Tweetgar. Well, let's see Kalana first, since we're right over here. Crit to spare. Give bits Kalana can sell. What could you possibly have to sell me? For 5 credits. Can you tell me about the area? I'm here to see the exchange. Okay, so I guess this must be an exchange area. Well, here we go. We'll give him 5 credits, but ask him for information about the area. So, okay, Krea, we're helping him out, but we're not just giving him stuff. We expect some information here. We're asking him to perform a service for us. Is that a fair exchange? Not just a handout? Yeah. Kalana once seeing many things, now much less things. Not allowed in Pazakden, not allowed in bar. Kala see more, have much to tell. Why aren't you allowed in the bar? Or the Pazakden? I'm here to see the exchange. Why aren't you allowed in the bar? Because Kala see too much, eyes too good. If customers no see Kala, then they talk freely. Customers no love Kala. There is money when you are too stealthy to be seen, especially in the cantina. Kala just small, hide easy. When people no see you, people talk as if you're not there. Say things they would not say with you there. Get it? Okay, so he would, I guess, frequent the bar and overhear things and then just use that information, probably sell it to people who can use it better. Okay, so that's why he's not allowed in the bar. What about the Pazak Den? Place where players play Pazak. Okay, I gathered that much. Why aren't you allowed in the Pazak Den? Don't get cute with me, rodent. Tell me why you were banned. Yeah, why aren't you allowed in? Because Kala see too many cards. Kala's eyes see all cards. They think I cheat. Kala no cheat. Okay, so I guess he's really good at counting cards, so... either he can count cards, or maybe his vision is such that he can, like, see some difference in the cards that most people don't notice. And so, it's like, well, if there's actually differences, if you're just looking at the cards that are there, it's not really cheating, but it might seem so. So, I guess I'll be going now. Maybe... I didn't get a quest from him or anything. guess maybe we'll find something where we have to get some information, and we'll come back to him later. Okay. So this is Twitgar, and we've got a couple of Twix thugs. So, someone whispering to me? Is that one of you guys? Are you going into the Pazak Den? Wow, like the Ithorians and Rhodians and stuff will say like 2 words and it's a huge long sentence, then move on. You seem to take quite a long while to say that. So, okay, going into the Pazak Den. Yes, can I help you with something? And if I am, you should learn to keep to your own affairs. I mean, I'm probably not going to play Pazak, but yeah, I'm going in. Can I help you with something? There is a player inside by the name of Giretti. We need him to come out here so we can talk to him. Uh-huh. Considering you have, like, were those guys guards or thugs or something? I don't know that Giretti's gonna want to speak to you, is he? Can I pass along a message for you? Or why don't you just go in and see him? Yeah, is there something I should let him know? No, we would prefer to tell him the news in person. It is better this way. Okay. I'll see what I can do. Well, that sounds like it might be worth some compensation. I guess I can talk to this Giretti and tell him that a Mr. Twikgar is looking for him. What was your official title? Twix Thug. Yes, a Mr. Twikgar and his thugs are looking for Giretti. Is this the Pazak Den? It is. Password? Password? Are you speaking to me? I can go in. Or what is this place? Why is there a password for a Pazak Den? Password? Okay, so the password was not password. It's good. What if I don't know the password? I do not need a password. I believe it now. Yeah, what if I don't know the password? Then you can't get in. Oh, yeah? Apparently you need a password to gain entry. What if I do this? Password? I can go in. Just use my force powers.
I have never seen Atris do such a thing.
Okay, guess fortunately it's not a dark side thing, just mess with somebody's mind. So what is with like a Pazak Den that you need a password to get into? Okay, we've got a gambler, another gambler. Nobody's tending the bar. That's kind of odd. You'd think that would be a pretty popular place, but these are the hardcore Pazak players. They don't need like drinks and stuff. They're just all about the cards. S4C8.
Oh, hello. You have caught me at a rare time. Usually there are many players who seek to play, but you are fortunate to have caught me at a moment of quiet.
Oh, you're a Pazak player? Is it like people often want to come play the droid in Pazak? Okay, why so many players? I don't mean to sound rude. I'm not trying to say like a droid can't enjoy Pazak. It just seems odd that would be an attraction that, you know, everybody's always wanted to play with one particular player, is what I was getting at. So, why so many players seeking you specifically?
I fear it is because I am simply not a skilled Pazak player. I'm afraid protocol droid skills and language interpretation are not something that lend themselves to Pazak and probability.
Okay, this is... So a lot of people want to play against the droid because the droid's not a good Pazak player. protocol droid skills and language interpretation are not something that lend themselves to Pazak and probability. If it were a matter of, like, oh, well, I was going to say if it were a matter of, like, oh, he just can't read people and, you can't, like, see the bluffing and stuff like that, maybe I'd get it. But even that, like, you would think that a protocol droid with skills in interpretation, like, body language is something that I would hope that, protocol droids could pick up at least a little bit on, because it's a pretty important part of many languages. And so you'd think they could pick up on that a little bit. And even if you're not explicitly programmed for it, droids seem to have some ability of free will and stuff. Your brain is literally a calculator. How can you not handle probability? How is there, like, so much, like, how if your memory were actually so full that you couldn't even handle, like, basic calculations, you would think that you wouldn't be able to function at all. But okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to downplay your entire existence, but it does seem just a little bit silly to me, I have to admit. So why do you play? Or why do you waste your time then? Or if you're ready to play Pazak, so am I. Yeah. Why do you play if you're not skilled? Do you just do you at least enjoy it? I hope.
Why, I cannot help myself. In fact, every time I seek to find the answer to that question, I'm consumed with the need to come here and play Pazak. I'm concerned that the problem may lie with my memory core. Without routine memory wipes, such degradation is known to occur, leading to instabilities. I fear my obsession with Pazak is one such corruption.
You're a droid with a gambling addiction. Okay. Would you mind if I take a look? Maybe it can be fixed. I could take a look at your programming. We're not very good with computer, and we're not using Atten at the moment, unless we can just apply everybody's skills to conversation. But let's go with repair. I think I've got pretty decent repair, so if you want, I can take a look, see if we can fix it.
I am not sure I wish it fixed. I do find some degree of satisfaction in playing. Would you like to play?
Yeah, maybe if the droid's not very good, there's some credits to be made here.
Oh, most certainly, sir. I am not a good player. Quite the mark, as it were.
Now I'm kind of curious. This could be that the droid's developed something of an addiction, and so, he doesn't want to be cured because, somehow, I get some enjoyment from playing, even if I lose all the time. Or is the droid programmed to... Is this supposed to be like I'm an easy mark, you could definitely win against me, and then once you put money on it, he's just going to win hand after hand after hand? Is this some sort of a scam here? Let's use our awareness and see if we can notice any oddities. You notice that there's an unusual looking module attached under the droid's left arm. Okay. Let's try to open up the module's casing. I mean, it's one thing if the droid actually does have this, interest in this, but if he's just being forced to do this for some reason, then kind of want to help him out. So let's attempt to open the module's casing. You've opened the casing without damaging any of the components inside. Inside the casing, there's a data recorder and a high-powered burst transmitter. This is obviously a passive information gathering device. Okay. Oh, she. Okay. She seems to be a major personality at the Pazak Den. So somebody has put some kind of a information gathering device on the droid. Maybe that person programmed the droid to want to always play Pazak, and if they also program the droid to lose enough, or at least removed its ability to calculate in the game to be able to win, that would get a lot of people coming to it, and thus a lot of people probably chatting and talking, and a lot of information to be gathered. So, okay, I think that your gambling addiction was not the result of not enough memory wipes. I think it might have been an intentional sabotage, but we'll have to see if maybe we can... I guess, can we tell her about that?
Oh, hello. You have caught me at a rare time. Usually there are many players who seek to play, but you are fortunate to have caught me at a moment of quiet.
Do you not remember me? We just talked. Okay. Never mind, I'll be going now. Maybe, in addition to removing your ability to calculate, you also remove the ability to remember people? Okay, this looks like a very large table for just 2 players. Can Pazak be played with more than 2 players, or... Because the version we've learned how to play last game was only 2 players. I don't know if I've ever seen more than 2 players playing. But these tables do not look very well equipped for just 2 players. You don't need that much space, and it's just going to be a hassle reaching anything in the middle. Oh, here's Goretti. Let's... hey, Goretti, there's some thugs looking for you. Searching for a game, human? Must be willing to lose if you play. No time for great human upsets and accusations. Very troubling. Very upsetting. I've had some questions about the other players. Or you've got some friends waiting out front. Yeah, I guess we can ask about the droid. Maybe, do you know anything about the droid? I have time for Pazak, human. No time for anything else. If too difficult for you to understand, maybe humans step away, make room for another loser, yes? You've got some friends waiting out front. When I say friends, I don't mean actual friends. I mean a guy and some thugs who clearly intend you harm, but hopefully I'll have a chance to warn you about that more after telling you that you've got friends waiting. Friends? What are you talking about? Here we go. Can try to persuade lie. There was a female Twi'lek asking for Gretty. She was very attractive. Not sure why we would go with a Twi'lek. Don't even know if this guy is into Twi'leks, but like, you should go out, or just force persuading. You should go outside. Or some thugs looking to rough you up by the look of things. Maybe some other time. There's some friends waiting for you outside. I'll tell you more about it later. Bye. No, some thugs looking to rough you up. That's seemed to be the size of it. Twick. That stankweed-eating Chuba face. I will not pay them no matter how long they harass me. I can stay here all day if it takes. Then perhaps I should take you out to meet them. Fine, let's play. Maybe some other time. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to go force you to meet the thugs. Just, warning that they're out there. So here's another gambler. You don't seem to be playing. You're just looking out the window. Donis? Hello. Looks like Nar Shaddaa finally coughed up someone worth my time. Hello yourself, gorgeous. I've never had a wormhead come on to me before. I just want to play some Pazak. Do you have any extra cards I could buy? I'll be going now. Okay, so we can either be flirty, or just flat out insulting, or talk about Pazak. I guess let's see if you have any cards to buy. Pazak card flip 3 and 6. This is an advanced Pazak side deck card for use with the Pazak deck. This card changes the sign, positive or negative, of all your 3s and 6s in play. Okay, well, I don't know how much we're actually going to be playing Pazak, but any specialty cards or like plus-minus cards are always good. We'll go ahead and buy those, even if we end up... I'll probably play at some point. And that seems to be all. Maybe we'll try one more time, see if he can tell us anything about the other patrons.
Oh, hello. You have caught me.
Her, sorry. Why so many players? What are you talking about? Okay, never mind. I'll have to figure out what's going on, if there's anything we can do there. Keep quiet about this play. Keep quiet about the secret Pazak den that you need a password to get in, but is very obviously, like, anybody, it's hard to miss if you come to this area. Oh, Twitguard, the Goretti said he wasn't interested in coming out and getting beaten up by your thugs, so he'll stay in there all day instead. Oh, that's kind of an interesting... It's a different design than that one. And cutouts look like they're different too. Sorry. Yeah, what do you have to say? What happened? Why isn't Goretti with you? I couldn't get him to come out. What do you want me to do again? Or why do you want to talk to him? I'm not doing your dirty work for you. Never mind. Yeah, I'm not doing your dirty work for you. You can go in yourself if you really feel like wanting to beat him up or something. Then we'll find some other way. He has to come out sometime. Thank you for nothing. Well, you are welcome to nothing. So. Okay, so that was the Pazak den. I guess this is the cantina. Which is even stranger that the Pazak den has a bouncer and the cantina doesn't. You would think the cantina would be more likely to have need of somebody to handle our customers. Look, I told you no. Fire up your engines elsewhere. How can you not be persuaded? You come on like fire, then douse me with smothering effluxes. I just don't have the time right now, or ever. You're lucky to tell a different story. I can see the twitch. That's revulsion. You must give me one opportunity. Good bargain for you. I've invested much thought into us, what we could become. I'm really not interested in your fantasies. They're not imaginings, they're plans. Action. You will see. Okay. We walked into a bit of an argument here. So why don't you leave the girl alone? Or I guess to her, come on, give him a chance. Or just ignore the conversation. I mean, we don't know the full context here, but there doesn't seem to be much disagreement in what this is about. It's just a disagreement over the outcome. From everything we can gather, this is pretty straight up. He's hitting on her, she's not interested, and he's just pushing it. There doesn't seem to be any disagreement about that. So, dude, just leave her alone. Why don't you go crawl back to filthy refugee sector, human? This is none of your concern. If you think you're tough, prove it. Keep pressuring her and you'll make it my concern. Or never mind then, I'll be going now. Yeah, you keep pressuring her and you'll make it my concern. I came here I have no idea why I came in here, but I don't really want to hear an argument the whole time. So, just knock it off, okay? Then prepare to die, human! Oh, you do take a long time to say that, don't you? So, let's see. 3 people walk into a bar together. 2 of them very obviously in armor type gear. One of them flat out walking around wearing carrying 2 blasters, and you're going to threaten not just hey, let's fight, but hey, I'm going to kill you. This is absolutely a fight to the death. I almost feel bad doing this, dude, because wow, you are very, very not smart. But okay, we'll spin you around, and yep, that's went about as quick as I expected. Okay, well, where'd the Twi'lek girl go? That's not the same Twi'lek. That's a white-skinned one. We were looking for a green one. We weren't looking for her. We were watching. Patron. Although you are a Quarren, weren't we told that the exchange boss guy was a Quarren? Are you an exchange boss guy in disguise? Because I'm pretty sure that all Quarren must be the one that I'm looking for. Who let the likes of you in here? Okay, no, you're not the guy. Voga Thug. What are these? Shh, someone approaches. Too many ears. No room at table, human. Get away. Private conversation, human. Not for your ears. Okay. What happens if we approach them again? Do they say the same thing, or do they get more agitated? Someone approaches to you. Okay, no, they just say the same thing. A couple Duros. And a Duros thug. What you... Okay, I guess he's had a bit much to drink. I will assume that he's just gonna sleep it off. No, that won't do it all. Where did you learn to dance, girl? Do you realize the insult your stumbling would be to Voga? Get out of here. I have no use for an uncoordinated dancer with the appeal of a drunk rancor. I've seen enough for today. All of you can go. What are you waiting for? Go! Wow, she was really committed to dancing. She dancing right up to the moment that she actually walked away. What's going on here? She didn't look so bad. What's going on? My master, Voga the Hutt, is searching for new entertainment. He grew tired of his previous girls and asked that I should find... but as you can see, I do not think the best of the Smuggler's Moon would do much for one with as refined taste as the great Voga. We'll see what he said. Voga will be furious if I cannot find new entertainment for him. His last answer was a relation of mine, and thus he placed much of his displeasure upon my shoulders. But perhaps my luck is changing. Look at what fate has brought me. I'd be willing to give you a chance to learn to dance in a way that Voga would find most... What? Perhaps we could work out an arrangement of some sort. You want to teach me to dance for Voga? That seems odd, especially since all the previous applicants were female. What sort of an arrangement? Quite simple. All you would have to do is bring a willing female that would meet Voga's standards to me. If she could dance well enough, then I would take her to dance for Voga, and you would be paid in return. Oh, so you're not asking me to dance, you're asking me to help you find someone to okay. You worded that very oddly. Oh, we can offer the handmaiden, so I guess maybe he was looking at her when he said that, and we just... I don't know. Dude, it needs to be... You just are very unclear what you're saying. But, yeah, I'll see what I can do. We'll probably need to talk it out, make sure... See if this is something... Although... I'm guessing what this is going to end up being is if we need to speak to Voga, this will be a good inlet for us. So, but we'll see what we can do. Twi'lek Domo in the cantina in the sector hub mentioned that his master, Voga the Hutt, is searching for a new dancer. He said that there would be a fee paid if you could find a woman that met his standards. Okay, so Okay, so he grew tired of his previous girls and asked that I should find him the best dancer on the Smuggler's Moon to perform for him. Okay, but perhaps my luck is changing. Look at what fate has brought me. I would be willing to give you a chance to learn to dance in a way that Voga would find most pleasing. So I'm guessing what was going on there is that he was saying that because he saw the handmaiden in our group and was like, oh yeah, she would work. But you would think like if that was the case, they really should have been like a camera focus on her or something, since he had been speaking to us. But okay. Okay, so we have three major personalities in the Pazak Den. Interesting, we have these three major personalities. We don't have. We have the droid who can't play very well. We have the guy who has some thugs after him, and we have the flirty Twi'lek lady. Okay, let's wonder, maybe that's like we play them all and beat them, maybe something happens? I don't know. Okay, what else? This was a very weird little side area that I'm not sure we accomplished much. We did help stop that one woman from getting harassed by the guy, at least for a little while. Okay, Undar. Should a not male Rhodian woman sell cred junk to you? She snatched my business. Take it from me. Okay, the Rhodian was a lady, not a guy. So okay. Sorry. What does Shuta mean? Let's find out what this made-up insult, profanity maybe is.
Ask a Twi'lek. It's not flattering.
Okay. She grabbed my business by leg, drag it away. Much frustration. I would pay good cred to see her gone. Dead, ash, brush her away like dust on cargo crate. I mean, she seemed pretty friendly and didn't seem to bear any ill will towards anyone. You just want her dead? That's, if she's hurting your business, maybe I could talk to her, reach a compromise. If you're willing to pay, I'll get rid of her for you. I could kill her for you, settle the problem. Let's see what you have. I'm not looking for anything. I'll be going now. Yeah, instead of killing her, let's see if we can like talk this out. It's a big planet. There's got to be room enough for two junk dealers, on it. So let's try to reach a compromise. Cannot offer good cred, but shave credit off stock. Make good cred worth better cred. Make worth your time. Okay, discount off your weapons and armor? Alright, done. I'll do it. Now let's see what you have. Actually, never mind. I don't want any part of this. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, let's see what you have. Your deal with not male, Rhodian, female. Until you do, you receive no good credit, better credit deals with me. Go. Oh, you deal with... Okay, so he really wants us to deal with her first. Okay, Gita. The Duros guy down there has some issues with you. Want to see if we can come up with some kind of a compromise. Your path returns you here, and I am thankful. How may I assist you today? Undar across the way has a problem with you. You better move your shop out of this sector before I destroy it. Or did you know Undar offered me a discount to deal with you? Undar has a problem with you. We're going to try to work this out peacefully. So many problems beset Undar. It is a wonder he has time to mention just one. I am indeed flattered by his attention. Your business to me is more important, however. Whatever discount Undar has offered, I shall match it if you'll permit me to remain and do business without incident. That's acceptable. If this is what counts as a compromise, I feel like the only one who, like, we're just getting them both to give up something for our benefit, not for each other's benefit. This would be a very strange compromise if that's the case. So, yeah, let's, I'll permit you to remain here and do business. I'm not trying to cause trouble. Very well, that brings me much relief. Many people here on the moon are somewhat intractable concerning such matters. Okay, see what you... Okay, so that... Okay, well, I guess that was the end of that, part of the compromise. Good job, team. Gita offered the same discount Undar did in exchange for allowing her to remain in business. Is this going to be just like we go back and forth and, like, we're just like, oh, she offered me a better deal, and then he's going to offer us a better deal, and eventually both of them will just be giving us stuff to continue the quest. Not male, Rhodian female, not gone. You do not job. Gita offered me a discount too. If you want her gone, you'll need to raise your offer. Okay, we can escalate things. She seems pretty harmless, so I'm letting her stay. I need to see your weapons first. I told you I wanted no part of it. Yeah, she seems pretty harmless. She's actually pretty friendly when you get to know her. Like, she just offered us a deal to let her stay. She didn't even offer, like, a counter thing like, oh, I'll offer you a deal if you take out him instead or anything. I mean, on that moon, that's got to go pretty far, right? Are those little balconies on the building back there? It almost looks like an apartment building with little walkout areas. Yeah, she seems harmless. You make promise. Say you do this. Then hunch step away looking for exit ramp? No, you say you do this. Make offer. I accept. No hunch step now. Okay. I didn't promise anything. Okay. I didn't promise you anything. I just said I'd look into it. And I also said I would look into a compromise, not that I would absolutely chase her off. Which I guess I didn't look into a compromise, but I mean, we certainly didn't promise to chase her off, and that's all you're looking at, so. You deal with not male, Rhodian female. Until you do, you receive no good cred, better cred deals with me. Go. Okay. Yeah, I want to see your weapons first. I don't care about your deal. I just want to see what you have. Okay. Well. Just more exchange. Can't hardly... I'm telling you, it's all here! I told you, 24 cases. What am I supposed to do with 2? You are gonna pay me for the 2. Boss! An ambush! You double-crossing Leku will adorn my wall. You're double-crossing Leku. Leave none alive. Okay. Did we come at a bad time? Like, we have no idea who you guys are, who that guy was, I guess. Yeah, this seemed rather unfortunate. I hope he was a bad guy just as shady as them, otherwise I'm going to feel even worse about this.
More where that came from.
What?
More where that came from.
There we go.
Where that came from.
Yes, Atten, we heard you the first time.
More where that came from.
This will teach you.
I noticed we didn't hear the handmaiden constantly screaming out the same line again and again. I think you could learn a thing or two, at least that much about combat from her. Okay, ion cell, so an upgrade, and combat enforcer. That sounds useful. This powerful repeating blaster inflicts incredible pain and damage upon its victim, but is difficult to use effectively. Its origin is unclear, though there are some similarities to its design and that of Mandalorian weapons. Okay, that's a blaster rifle, though, so... Atten doesn't need it. Oh, that's locked, so Atten, can you, unlock it? Moderate Deveronian edge. credits. Oh, the Devronian Edge. Isn't that the one that's poisoned we saw earlier? Okay. Hyper Battle Stimulant. Moderate Devronian Edge. Yeah, the Poison Gemstone. Okay. Well. Okay, whatever happened here, we sure put an end to it, so...
Hey, I saw that ship you flew in on. My ship.
Your ship? I'd lay off the spice if I were you. That's our ship, not yours.
Was I talking to you? I tell you, that ship's mine.
I mean, dude, you're kind of talking... You're talking to me, but we came as a group, and we all came in on the same ship. And Atton's actually the one who was flying it, so why shouldn't he respond? So what makes you think that ship's yours? Can you prove it? Get out of my way. I'll be going. Okay, what makes you think the ship is yours?
It's the Ebon Hawk, isn't it? She was stolen from me during a routine run in the Mid-Rim, near the close of the Mandalorian Wars.
If you can prove the ship is yours, I'll give it back to you. If the ship is yours, I'll return it to you. If you couldn't hold on to it, then you didn't deserve it. You're not taking the ship. Unless you want more trouble than you can handle, I'd leave. If you don't get out of my way, you'll be dead. Okay. Now this is kind of interesting because now in the first game we got the ship by stealing it from Davik, I think. The exchange guy on Taurus, and we know he had it for a while. So on the one hand, we stole it from an exchange boss, and I forget where it said he got it, but he might have gotten it underhandedly, or ultimately it could have traced back, but had at least a little bit of a claim on it that Davik seemed to legitimately own the ship. Lots of people, reference like, oh, that's Davik's ship, like knew about it. And then I don't think we actually killed. No, we did kill Davik. It was Kalo Nord that was kind of taken out by the blast momentarily. But anyway, so we had a claim on the ship there with our previous crew. Here we kind of, I think Kreia was on board the ship, got it to where somehow we had gotten. See, Kreia was on board the ship. We got taken on board the ship. I guess the HK-50 unit had gotten us on there, and so like we just took the ship because it was the one that worked that could get us off the asteroid. So I think our claim is a little bit less. We have a little bit less of a claim to it right now, unless Kreia has a claim, or T3 I guess might be the closest one to owning the ship, since he was. I think he's shown that he can fly it, and he was part of the crew that was on it last game. So tell you what, if you can prove the ship is yours, we'll give it back to you. That seems fair enough, right?
The registry's 34 P7JK. It's got a temperamental hyperdrive, and the turrets can be sluggish and unresponsive against fast-moving fighters. She's also got 2 secret compartments, one in the cargo hold, right near the plasteel cylinders in the back, and the second beneath the bunks in the starboard cabin.
Okay, so check beneath the bunks in the starboard cabin. Good to know. That's right, but I didn't know about the cargo hold, about the cargo hatch. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I don't know that that's actually proof of ownership. It's just proof that you're familiar with the ship. And again, with Davik having it for so long and it being a well-known ship, it's entirely possible like you worked with Davik or worked with somebody previous owner, and got to know the ship. But yeah, it is impressive that you know that much.
Whoa, he could have gotten that information some other way than owning the ship. Come on, he's skifting us.
So, you gonna hand it over now, or are you going to be difficult?
Can I buy it from you?
No deal. A ship's worth its weight in spice on Nar Shaddaa, and nothing's worth being trapped here another year scrounging freight jobs.
Okay, well, if the ship's yours, I guess I'll return it to you.
What? It's our ship. I mean, your ship that I fly.
Good to hear you aren't going to challenge it. That makes things a lot easier.
Are you sure you wish to do this? If so, we will be forced to remain on this moon until we can hire transport out.
What are you doing? That's gonna trap us here.
I'm kind of curious how this is going to play out, because, I mean, on the one hand, they're right. It's incredibly stupid to give away our ship, especially since, as Atten pointed out, there's other ways that he could have gotten this information besides being owner of the ship. And for all we know, he could have just gone over to our ship after it docked, found the information, come over here. So if the ship is his, then he deserves it back. I'd rather be stuck here with a clean conscience. Don't worry, flying the Ebon Hawk is like painting a target on your forehead. I'm not doing him any favors. Sure, you could have this because we know it'll probably get targeted by the Sith and blown up. So it'll probably get him killed if he tries to take it anywhere in the galaxy. It's a marked ship. But I'd rather be stuck here with a clean conscience. Let's see where that gets us.
I'll be going now. Get used to the solid ground beneath you.
Let me shoot him in the back. No one has to know.
Atten, restrain yourself. Besides, a blaster would be unnecessary. When a nerve strike to his neck would incapacitate him painfully without inflicting any lasting harm.
Point taken.
Wow. We don't want to make her angry, I guess. Okay, so is that it? We don't have a ship anymore? Okay. Kinda... Huh. Be interesting to see how this plays out. Okay, this looks like a little diner or something. Bar. Commoners. Vosk. Okay. You are brave to walk here, ex-Jedi. In landing on Nar Shaddaa, you have stepped into the great dragon's jaws. Who are you? Is that a threat? Never mind, I'll go now. Who are you? And how do you immediately recognize me as an ex-Jedi? Just because I was flying on the last ship that the ex-Jedi was seen on and have not really been hiding the fact that I'm an ex-Jedi, other than just not giving out my name. But who are you? I am Vosk, once of the Bounty Hunters Guild, now no longer. You have nothing to fear from me. And why is that? How do you know who I am? Let's start with that. How do you know who I am? Much information has reached Nar Shaddaa view. Not many will recognize you, but all hunters will. Perhaps you wonder why the surface of the moon does not swarm with bounty hunters eager to capture you? It is because they cannot. It is their law. Laws? Forget it, I had other questions. And what law are you talking about? Yes, there were oaths to the bounty hunter's creed, honored in blood. There were laws to hunts and bounties, once upheld, now no longer. This is not known to many, but the bounty hunter's creed has been infected. Laws are fragile, broken easily. What laws do they uphold? Or forget it, I have other questions. Yeah, what laws are there? Contract is honored, and they are not to attack each other if they are chasing the same prey. So if they were all hunting one person, they couldn't attack each other? I mean, that seems to be the implication, yeah? Yes, and that is why the Smuggler's Moon has become quieter in the past months. They all hunt Jedi. They all hunt uselessly. Someone is playing them for fools. Who are some of the prime bounty hunters? I forget it. Yeah, can you tell me anything about these bounty hunters? I'm assuming we're going to hear about some of the ones we saw in the cutscene. But let's Let's see what Vosk has to say about that. There are many. The smuggler's moon has become their home. An entire nest of Gand who have come, all of them having left their colony, but they will not say why they come here to hunt. They have strange perspectives on life, on hunting, but they are effective. The Gand were I think they were the only ones in the cutscene where none of them spoke, so interesting to hear more about them. What about the Gand, before we hear about the others? Insects from Poisonous World. They do not praise their kills or accomplishments, and they are difficult to surprise. They have the instinct of prey, yet are predators. It is strange. Okay. It's kind of an interesting perspective on things. Who else? There are the twin sons, 2 Twi'lek slaves from Ryloth, slaves who killed their masters and developed a taste for it. They have mastered a dance of death. Very beautiful, very dangerous. Oh, sounds great! Who doesn't want to dance with deadly assassins? 2 beautiful Twi'leks are hunting me. How is that bad? What if I wanted to kill the other bounty hunters but still have the Twi'leks chase me? It's like half the responses are just like, oh, I don't care if they're out to kill me as long as they're pretty. They don't even know what dangerous is. Next. I can handle them both. Anyone else? Yeah, we don't know anything about their skill level, so I don't think we can necessarily disparage that, but I am pretty sure we can handle them both, unless the game is cheating and making them just impossible to take out. So who else? There are the Zug brothers, of course, cast from Duros for attempting to wipe out a rival family of politically set Duros. And one other human. There are hundreds of their kind, not grouped by blood but by their cause, who claim they're a new family. They seek to raise enough credits to seize Duros for their own. There's a series of hunter droids that are new to the moon, and there's always Hanhar and Mira. They will hunt each other until the sun of this system dies and beyond. I like the just the random NPC, cheering on the Zug brothers. I guess maybe he was hoping to join them, or maybe he's the step brother of the group. I don't know. Hope we get to learn more about him. But Hanhar and Mira. We saw Hanhar on board he was the Wookiee. Hunter droids, of course, are the HK units that we saw. Don't think we saw Mira, so let's ask about Hanhar first. Hanhar, a beast, a Wookiee, brought from a mid-rim world near my world of Skor. He was captured by Zerka, killed the Zerka slavers. He now hunts this moon and other systems. He uses bounty hunting as an excuse for taking slaves, and for breaking and killing humans wherever he can be found. He is very dangerous, almost unstoppable when angry. It is said he killed his own tribe, but no one knows for sure. Okay, interesting. So last game, of course, we had Zalbar as a Wookiee companion, who was big and dangerous, and wouldn't want to get on his bad side, but generally good-natured and very honorable. Very, he looked to his traditions and customs and things. This Hanhar seems like he's a very, very different sort. Taken by Zerka slavers, which of course we encountered. I don't think we encountered Hanhar, but we did encounter Zerka slavers in the past, and it says now he takes slaves himself. So that's kind of not a very savory character, I guess. What about this other one? He said that Hanhar and Mira hunt each other. So, what about Mira? Mira, once a slave captured by Hanhar, brought to the smuggler. Well, she is still a bounty hunter, perhaps one of the best I've ever seen. Okay, wow, I'm going to need to catch the rest of your dialogue there, but why is that? Because she does not kill except when she has to. She respects the hunt, not the slaughter. Okay. I think from what I've seen of from what I've seen of in other games and stuff, Trandoshans, which this guy is the giant lizard folk. Trandoshans traditionally are very much about hunting, and they hunt for sport, and they certainly kill other creatures, but at least by their traditions and customs, they're not just out for killing. They do it like a huntsman would. That like, okay, we're out to actually prove ourselves by taking this out, or I don't know, there might be a religious thing of we're trying to, their god or goddess, approves of the hunt, and so there's all these rules and stuff that they're following while doing it. So it's interesting. He says he's not a bounty hunter anymore, but I guess he still follows those customs, and he's like, yes, she's a good bounty hunter because she's in it for the hunt, not just like death. Which actually makes sense for a bounty hunter because not all bounties are for killing people. Sometimes people want people brought in alive. So the others, if all you're doing is killing people, it seems like you're not really a bounty hunter, you're just an assassin. But what about Hanhard? Does he not respect the hunt? Oh, now hunts this moon and others. Oh, he's just the same thing. Oh, we can ask about Mira here and see his line that we missed. Okay. Brought to the smuggler's moon, but she escaped. Okay, she was a slave by Hanhar. She was caught by Hanhar as a slave. She was brought to the smuggler's moon, and she escaped. And now she's a bounty hunter who respects the hunt. So, okay, forget it. I had other questions for you. Okay. You sound as if you hate the guild. Or you mentioned the guild had laws? Oh, we already asked about those. So you're no longer a bounty hunter. How do you know who I am? Can you tell me where I can find the guild? Or I'm being hunted. I need to know by whom. Okay. You sound as if you hate the guild. Membership in the guild is name only. Most are killers, assassins. Something has taken their hunter's heart and twisted it. Those of the guild no longer take pleasure in the hunt, only in the kill. Bounty hunting has become murder. Okay, I have some other questions. We asked about guild laws. He's no longer a bounty hunter. Sounds like he kind of addressed that. I think we already asked how he knows who we are. He says like anyone who's a hunter could easily recognize us. I'm being hunted. I need to know by who, or technically by whom, I think. So, can you tell us about that? Draw out the bounty hunters. Let them collect the bounty. Then you will find out. Ha. I was hoping to find out without it coming to that. Or what can I do to make them show themselves? Who are some of the prime bounty hunters? Okay, I guess that. Is there something wrong in the guild? Yeah, I was hoping it wouldn't come to that. Hope has no currency on Nar Shaddaa. Force them to come from the shadows and break their truce. Make the predators show themselves. Okay, how can I make them show themselves? Credits are the blood that beats in the heart of every bounty hunter. Make enough trouble, get a price on your head. Make it so high that the scent drives them mad and no one can resist wanting to kill you. Okay, make enough of a nuisance of ourselves that they feel compelled to attack us. I can do that. That doesn't actually sound that hard. That doesn't sound very comforting. How do I raise my bounty? Yeah, let's ask how we raise our bounty. Cause trouble. Make someone mad enough they no longer care whether there is truce among the hunters or not. So who should I make mad? Easiest is the exchange. No one else has the credits to pay enough to break the truce. There's much danger in that. It's like baiting a Wookiee. You will succeed, but it's unlikely you will have all your limbs at the end. Wookiee? Are we seriously going to pretend we don't know what Wookiees are? I guess. A beast on a planet near my homeworld, valued for their pelts. They're difficult. Yeah, remember you can shave a Wookiee many times, but you can only skin him once, which, come to think of it, would probably fit Trandoshans a lot more than a Twi'lek, because Trandoshans are known for taking Wookiee pelts. Twi'leks, that's not a custom I've heard associated with them before. Let's ask some other questions. I guess the only other one is, how can you tell me where I can find the guild? You cannot. There is no base, no territory in which they stake their claim. They are scattered throughout Nar Shaddaa and the galaxy. Okay, well, I guess that's everything, so I'll be going now. Thank you, Vosk, whose name is kind of a reference, kind of like Tien Tub's name was a reference to Sullustan from the original trilogy. Vosk is a reference to Bosk, who was a Trandoshan briefly seen in Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader is hiring bounty hunters to try to track down the Millennium Falcon. Okay, so we can go to the refugee sector, or there's this other place over here. I guess if I check the map. Oh no, we haven't gotten that far yet. So, okay. The refugee sector, which I think is where... is that where the exchange boss operates out of that we were told about? Or the Nar Shaddaa docks? Oh, that'll be useful. We need to find a ship that we can spoof its code for our ship, so I'm guessing that the docks will be the place to do that. Let's go see the refugee sector first. Alright. Interesting, there's these little, like, airlock areas between the areas, which, on the one hand, I guess I can see reason for that, but I'm curious, whose boxes are these? Like, this is just between the landing pad area and the refugee sector. Like, this is probably a public walkway, and there's just boxes everywhere. It seems like this would be like walking through like a strip mall or something, and then outside, not in any of the stores, but just outside between the stores, there's a bunch of boxes lying around. Okay, we have some exchange thugs here. What do you do here? You're not allowed. You're not refugee. Unless you have credits or something to give us, yes? I mean, who says I'm not a refugee? Why can't I? We are here to well, we're here to find a Jedi, but we're also here to hide from the Sith, so we're kind of refugees, aren't we? What do you want? And who do you two think you are? Or we could try to intimidate. If you're threatening me, draw your weapons and let's do this. Get out of my way. Yeah, who do you guys think you are? I'm not asking like in a oh, are you important enough for me to recognize you? I'm asking because you genuinely sound rather dumb, and I'm not sure if you actually know who you are. So let's find out. Overseer, pay us bigger than Greesh. We want the toll. Anyone coming in or out of this sector pays Overseer Sequash's toll. Except refugees. They stay in. Oh, Sequash, we wanted to see him. Why can't refugees leave? And who's this Overseer? This Sequash sounds like the one I need to see. He does, but let's find out about why can't refugees leave first. Overseer says refugees stay. We don't make rule, we enforcers. And who's the Overseer? He runs this quad. Soon this whole sector cleans up the trash. Like you. Those are big words coming from a pair of 2-cred thugs like yourself. This Sequesh sounds like the one I need to see. Yeah, can you point me to his office? He's on West Side. Now you pay toll. 50 credits. I'm just visiting. Do I really have to pay the toll? Fine, here's 50 credits. Yeah, I'm just visiting. What is the purpose of this toll? Like, on a toll road or a toll bridge or, other places where you're paying a toll, you're usually, like, that money's going for, fixing up the road or bridge or what have you, instead of spending taxes on it. What is it that you guys are maintaining that you need a toll for? This doesn't sound like it's a real toll. It sounds like it's just a shakedown to get more credits. So, given that, and since I'm visiting, do I really have to pay the toll? Yes. Now pay toll. Yeah, you guys aren't very nice. So, yeah, let's, I'm going to try to intimidate you. Granted, people don't really seem intimidated all that much. I don't think we're too intimidating since, like, the guy in the bar saw the three of us with him by himself, unarmored and seemingly unarmed and not very capable at that. Didn't find us intimidating. Let's see if these two well-armed thugs who make a habit of trying to intimidate others are intimidated by us. So yeah, are you really threatening me? Yeah, we do this. Okay. Oh, wait a second. I was gonna comment like wait, I can't force spin the Gamorrean, and was wondering if maybe that's because he's too big to. Maybe he's too big even to lift up even with the force, but no, it's because I was Sonat and not JJ49. So let's.
More where that came from.
Yes, Atten, we know.
More where that came from.
Okay. You guys don't even have any loot on you? Okay. Oh, it's interesting. So before the camera was shown from over here, showing everything, I saw these things in the camera shot. The walls weren't there, so I thought it was through a window, but I guess it was just, it took the walls away to get a far out shot, but it didn't take these things out, so we could still see that across there. Okay, magnetically sealed door. Okay. And you can't do anything with a magnetically sealed door, can you?
Damn thing's stuck.
No, okay. Okay, so we go this way. Let's see. So there's a ramp down here. What's over here? Another ramp up. Okay. Interesting. Okay, lots of doors for not a lot going on. Is this like living areas or something? So we have like two areas with tables. It's back here. More empty space. I mean, this looks like it's it's more living quarters. Why are all those boxes out in the hall or in the area between this and the docking area rather than like over here? They'd be out of the way. And we go. Oh, here's some people. Okay, Sirocco Thug. I guess let's find out what these Sirocco Thugs are about, and then that'll probably be it for tonight.
This is Sirocco territory.
Sirocco.
Get out of here before we space you. Got it?
You're gonna space me on a planet? I'm pretty sure spacing in this context is meant to be like when you're on board a ship, shoving someone out of an airlock or kind of thing. So I guess you're using it euphemistically, but it still. Do you spend a lot of time on ships? Is that why that's your go-to threat? Who are the Sirocco? I wanted to speak to your leader. Why don't you go ahead and try? I don't want any trouble. I'll be going now. Who are the Sirocco?
We are. Now beat it.
Okay. You found the Sirocco Thug territory. They denied you entrance. Okay. So I guess we'll be going back through the other route. We could probably challenge him and maybe fight our way in, but that would be a little bit rude, so let's clear out. But I guess we're going... we're running out of time, so I'm just going to find my way back to this other route just so I know where we are when we start again. And here we are. We're headed down this way. It should be pretty easy because that's the part that's grayed out. We've already explored all this way and there, so. Alright, so as for next time, as I said on Monday, next week I will be unavailable, so no streaming at all, either Monday or Friday. The following week, I should have my Monday stream. I don't know about Friday yet. I need to see if my how my plans are. So, but I will know by that Monday what I'm planning and be able to update you then. So no streaming next week, but the following Monday, which is going to be what? The 23rd, we'll be coming back for the Zelda stream. So, with that, thank you for joining me. Have a good week, a good couple weeks, I guess, and I'll see you next time. Bye.